Aquaba guys, good morning. Good morning. Ooh, how I miss talking to you guys. Nice to be back. Nice to come on here and just give a chat with my brothers and sisters. First, I would like to thank God for allowing us to see another life, another day of life, breathing life into us again, another day. Thank you, God, for that. So let's just get into why I haven't been here. Well, for the last month, it has been sickness after sickness in my family, with myself, with my husband, and with my mother, catching COVID again for the second time. She had COVID the beginning of this year in January, which almost claimed her life. She had COVID, pneumonia, and blood clots. Well, this time around in December, the end of December, she had COVID and a UTI. And the UTI was causing delirium. And that can happen in seniors. And I never knew. But it was the scariest thing because my mother couldn't tell me the year, the president. She couldn't tell me if I was her first or her last child. And I don't know why, because I'm her only daughter and her last child. She couldn't tell me the state she was in. So my brother said, this is critical. Let's rush her to the hospital. So long story short, she is still in the healing process. People, don't visit seniors. Don't visit seniors. We are in a tridemic. We have RSV, we have COVID and flu. And somebody decided to give her a visit who so happened to just be in the neighborhood. And he popped up and he visited my mom, and she said she wasn't comfortable with the hug. But however, after his visit, she started going down. So that's what happened, and that's why I wasn't here. But anyway, let's jump into what I came here to talk about. I'm here to talk about racism and just downright discrimination and hate crimes. First, let's talk about, I don't want to get it twisted, the LBGTQ. I don't want to confuse the lettering. I don't want to disrespect you guys. I don't want to get it wrong. But there's been a lot of hate crime towards the community, towards people in transition, transgender people, murder. And it's just downright ugly. It is downright ugly. You don't have to believe in their lifestyle. Did y'all see that? I'm sorry. You don't have to believe in the lifestyle. You don't have to go anywhere near them. They have a right to be in the society. They have a right to work. They have a right to walk up and down the street, go to a restaurant. They have a right to do what they like. You may not like the act, but for you to kill them, you have no right taking somebody's life, because man is not the giver of life. The Most High, Yeshua, is the giver of life, not us, which is just disgusting. And if they're in their community club, how did somebody get killed in their club? So it have to be somebody supposedly a heterosexual going into their club, posing as one of them and killing them. Come on. For a heterosexual or a so-called heterosexual to do an act like that, it must be something in you that may, that you may identify with them, or you may be gay and you may not want to come out. You may not like the fact that you're feeling the way you're feeling. But for you to take your stupid behind to their club to take somebody's life, I hope you get everything that's coming to you. I hope you get everything that's coming to you, because they didn't sin for you, so why did you come for them? Another thing, I was watching the news the other day, and let me try to drink this tea again. Let me see. And it was talking about discrimination against the Asians and how pathetic and sorry that is, and how they have a right to be in the world and do whatever they want to do. Shouldn't nobody discriminate against them. However, I must say, now you know how African Americans feel, because Asians discriminate against African Americans every day, all day. And a lot of you have your businesses in urban communities where mostly African Americans dwell. We are how you eat, how you pay your bills. And not only that, you help generations and generations and generations, because we will support, we will buy. We will buy from you, unfortunately, more than we would even support our own, which is sad. But it's the true fact. You have your hair stores in our community. We're patronizing from you. Your restaurants, we're patronizing from you. But you can't stand us. You don't trust us. You were told when you came to this country that watch out for African Americans. They're the biggest thieves. And who warned you were the people who was responsible for stealing countries, babies, and people. But that's a whole nother topic. But we cannot be the biggest thieves if you're sitting up there helping your generations to come from the money that we're spending at your stores. Let me give you some examples. There were several times where myself, I was discriminated against. There was some time in the 90s, first time that I've noticed it, sometime in the 90s. I was going, at the time, my sister was in Japan. Well, she's my sister-in-law, but I say my sister. She was in Japan, and in those days, it was nothing for African-American hair or anything like that. So my boyfriend, which is now husband at the time, had given me so much money to get her, like 10 of this type of perm, 10 of this type of conditioner, da-da-da-da-da. So to make a long story short, I had several $100s to spend. So I went into one store, and the lady was so close to me, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm imagining this, or maybe she's just looking at her shelves to see what she needs so she can restock. So then I went to another area after I was trying to fulfill the list that my sister-in-law needed. And so I go and I'm putting things on the counter now, on the counter. I'm not trying to put anything in my bags because my hands was getting too full. So if I'm putting it on the counter where the cashier is, how could that seem to you as if I'm stealing? So she was on me so hard. And I was like, excuse me, can you back up off of me? She said, well, this is my store, and I have the right to protect my store, and da-da-da-da-da, because I don't want nobody to steal. Absolutely. And I wouldn't want you to have to go through that. But here's the money that I was trying to spend in your store, but I will not patronize you. And I left. Went to another store where the people were so nice, and they said, well, what's going on? Why do you need so many products? And I explained, well, hey, my sister-in-law is in Japan, and unfortunately, there's no products in Japan for our hair. And he took the list, and he went on and did the things for me, and put the things in the box, packed the box nice and neat, and carried it out to the car for me because I had got a hat because it was too big to carry. And I went on home. And that was the store that I still shop at to this day. And although my sister-in-law passed away, he still asked about her, but he forgets that she passed on. And like, oh, wow, because I remember she used to get so many things, and she's not in Japan no more. I'm like, no, she then moved back to Ghana. Another incident where I was in Chinatown and went to 3 different stores. And each time I was completely ignored. I wasn't asked, may I help you? Can I get something? One store, the lady was just on the phone. It was if I was clear. She was very dismissive. I wasn't important. So I decided, hey, I'm just going to go back in town, see if I can see something there because I was hungry and I wanted something something quick and I was just completely ignored. And I know that discrimination and racial hate towards Asians is wrong, but maybe you need to think about how you treat African Americans or maybe other races that you may not be so crazy about. Listen, I'm going to just tell you guys this. Just like there's a rainbow of people. You have white, black, red. You have all types of ethnic groups out here. God made us all. When are you ever going to get over the differences? Because it's just stupid. You look stupid. You look childish. Maybe you have some type of fear, but all African Americans are not thieves, are not murderers. All white people are not racist against black people. All Asians are not wicked. But you have to take accountability for whatever you're guilty of. There's times where we're going to have to get uncomfortable. We're going to have to get uncomfortable in order to have discussions, because how are you going to ever heal if some toes don't get stepped on? How? That's just like being in church and that pastor is bringing forth a word and he may say something that you're guilty of, or a sin that you're in, a sin that you're repeatedly committing and you didn't even know. How will there ever be deliverance if nobody ever tells you the truth? How? It's impossible. And it seems like every ethnic background is prejudiced against African Americans. Don't like African Americans. So if nobody knows how it feels to be discriminated against, we do. And what's the most painful part is how we hate each other. We will tear each other down between skin complexion, texture of hair, fullness of lips, thin lips, flat nose, big nose. We will tear each other down. We will tear each other down, and it's hurtful and it's painful. I just say that we need to accept people for how God made them. God made me a short African American. Accept it. Accept it. God made you a Caucasian. God made you an Indian. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. It's just that simple. The same air you breathe, I breathe. If you don't bathe, you'll smell like if I won't bathe, the same thing. If you're cut, you'll bleed. If somebody says something to you that hurt you, you may cry. We all have emotions. We're all human. We may be different in ethnicity, but we're all human. And God made us all, and he said that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. Stop the violence. Stop the ignorance. Just stop. Well, guys, I had more to say today because I haven't been with you guys in maybe a month. Maybe a month. It has been a trying time. For those of you who celebrate the holidays, I pray that you guys had a wonderful time. Until we talk again, know that I love you all. Be blessed on purpose. Bye-bye.